Hi guys, a very good evening and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. We continue to take a look on important matters happening in the nation of Zimbabwe without fear, without favor. And let us take a look on what President Emerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa has said. Mnangagwa is going to make sure that person arikuda kuzokombita muzanu PF achange ari ready kutera tsoka dzamutapa awane mukana. And this is Emerson Mnangagwa backtracking from his original position. Remember, Vision 2030 has been there. 2030 Mnangagwa vanenge vachipo has been there and has been widely campaigned for, but it seems as if Mkuru is backtracking and Mkuru is fearful of the consequences. So we need to take a look onto what he said specifically. Then we give a commentary afterwards. So I'm trying to bring it right here onto the screen. My network is quite slow, but it's coming. We need to hear what he had to say. Remember, ndovanga vachirana 2030 tinenge tichipo.
Constitution yedu inotiyo after every 5 years tinoenda ku Congress. Takaita Congress yedu about 5 years. Every 5 years tinoenda ku Congress, aditi? Taenda Congress ikoko tosarudza president wedu. President wedu anofana machema maviri 5 years, 5 years. Indakaita 5 years yokutanga ikapera kana Congress mukanidzorera. So ndakuita my last 5 years. Tapera manje. Ndoenda kutozorora. Toenda ku Congress nosaka umwe. Anotunamira chitevedzera tsoka dzangu. Maziwa? Mazuva angu kuzorora pedo. Chaenda kunozorora, toenda ku Congress nosaka anotevedza tsoka dzangu. Dzamunhu mutaka. Mozinzwa? Ndakuruma nzeve. Tomorrow is our future, which we must.
So this is Emerson Mnangagwa backtracking on the initial agenda, the original agenda of 2030 tinenge tichipo. This is something very important to note, that this is a very, very difficult position irikutorwa nemukuru. At this point in time, this is a very difficult position irikutorwa nemukuru. Remember, the issue of 2030 is very, very catastrophic, and it might lead to an early coup. And if you take a look on things, they are not working properly right here in Zimbabwe. And if you continue to fight both ends, then you are in trouble. And it seems as if Emerson Mnangagwa is understanding what is happening politically. Things are not well. And there are very ambitious people arising from certain quarters and different quarters. And Mnangagwa does need few enemies than he does have at this point in time, which means if he is to face just a few people, then this is something else. So Nick Mangwana also talked about this issue, and he was quoting what President Mnangagwa said during that address. And the major question is, what is going to happen to that slogan? Yekunzi 2030 Mnangagwa vanenge vachipo. What is going to happen to that slogan? Because when you say this and people continue to say Mnangagwa vanenge vachipo, it will be a contradiction. This is the second time Emerson Mnangagwa is speaking about this issue. And after speaking like this, it then goes on to another rally. It has slogan. So at a certain point in time, we need to understand that this man is not 100% sincere. This man does not tell the truth 100%. This is just a matter, in my own view, this is just a matter of trying to run away from the problems he is facing at this point in time. But by doing so, he needs to find some time to breathe. This is my own view. I believe that he needs some time to breathe, and if he doesn't work properly in terms of strategy, he will not find that time. Remember, the people within ZANU-PF vari kuda chigaro, vari kutochida chigaro ichochocho zvakasimba. And the only way to avoid a coup is to support what the majority within ZANU-PF are saying. So that delays. And the major issue is, if you take a look on the position of the military to go directly per ground kuno kambena, it means a lot. That is a man who is going there to try and create or to build a ground for themselves. It seems as if the military has made a decision to go onto the ground themselves to show the people that my comrades are in charge. And this is against what Mnangagwa has been doing, because Mnangagwa has been trying by all means possible to give the CIO first precedence or first preference in terms of the leadership activities. But things have changed. Things have changed as we speak right now. Things are changing. So, 2013 of VP. So, this is something Simba says, Chirikuchka coup. And this is true. This man is afraid of a coup. And it's something very important to note. The news works will make sure the story won't die and it will have an extended conspiratory version. The liar, we know his plan. So this man, I think we are agreeing with a lot of people right there. We are agreeing with a lot of people in terms of Mnangagwa trying to coup-proof, trying to stop a moment where a coup happens. And also remember that the military have started to do a campaign, and this campaign is mainly targeting to soil the image of Emmerson Mnangagwa before the coming of Sadiq. That is my own view. I believe they want to tarnish the image of Emmerson Mnangagwa. Remember, there is an SEOM report, and that SEOM report is then cemented by the soldiers, the sitting commander of the Zimbabwe National Army, publicly on record, saying that Zimbabwe, my elections are Chanduku. That is a clear indication of what is happening. The underlying currents we have been talking about within ZANU-PF. A lot is happening in ZANU-PF, and we are seeing it happening, and they are now playing games. So you can actually see that they tried by all means possible to impose 2030 Ngachipo, but it seems as if they are backtracking and they are afraid. What I want to tell you is, murume uyu anochka, hama dzangu. Murume munhu anovhundudzira stereki anotya. Murume anovhundudzira stereki anotya. Vana ndokurova ndo makwara ekupedzesera takakura tichizviona even kumombe. Vana ndokurova havarovi. And that person anorova anenge akanyarara zvake akakutarisa so. Kana akukurova anokuzvambaradza. And people will not play with that person because they know for sure kuti uyu kana urova anorova. So we need to make sure that we deal with this man once and for all. This man is not sincere. Plan yavo yekuti 2030 iripo. If you take a look on what he said, azotaura achiti ndoda munhu achafamba nemutsoka dzamutapa. That is a very clear indication. What is Emmerson Mnangagwa doing right now in terms of his legacy? It's corruption, it's nepotism, it's intimidation, and so forth. This is the legacy of Emmerson Mnangagwa, especially the issues of corruption. Everywhere you go, corruption is topping the list. Corruption is at the top of everything. Everywhere you go, corruption maridziri kurowa, especially with the very close people, close allies. So the person arikunzi anofana kufamba mutsoka dzamutapa is a man who is going to protect the interest of Emmerson Mnangagwa, not the interest of the people of Zimbabwe. This is something very important, something very, 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 very important right there to note. Munhu arikunzi naMnangagwa azotora take over is somebody who is going to walk into the footsteps of corruption, looting, plunder, because he has failed to arrest criminals. There is a report that 6,000 cases reported per Kozak, but less than 100 convicted so far. And that is something else. You can actually see that this man is the man who supports, protects the corrupt and the looters. So the pressure is real. We will be grateful if you don't butcher the constitution to achieve the 2030 Ndenge Ndichipo slogan. No matter how he's going to do it, the military is going to stop him. And these people, they are determined. When you are dealing with ambitious people, it becomes a problem. The reason why masoja ari kuti hanzi ZANU-PF icharamba ichitonga is because they are very, very, very ambitious. Very ambitious. They believe kuti iye akapedza ivo vachapindawo vomborowo ma10-10 vachingochinjana vakadaro. But what I see is things are changing. People are becoming more radical, and at a certain point in time, the people, we have to tell this government and its officials to say enough is enough, and they will make a decision. So the people of Zimbabwe, they will not continue to live in fear. The people of Zimbabwe will not continue to live in isolation, political isolation. The people of Zimbabwe shall fight. Zvikanzi mdara uyu hamusi kumuziva saka anotaura kunge aramwa, but ndiye anobuda newin situation yese. For example, Nzira Masanga, Sandura Commission, Cholocho Declaration, Mazoe Congress, Ice Cream Rally. So Ray, this man has been doing this for a very long time. Hapazi pese paunoramba uchibudirira munhu anenge ane chikomba, mudzimai ane chikomba, hapasi pese paanopona. One of the days anobatwa chete. Every person you see achizonzi nhasi abatwa nechikomba, nhasi abatwa achiba, hazvirevo kuti atanga musi uyoyo. You know, Mnangagwa has been doing this for a very long time. One person shall rise one day and will stop Emerson Mnangagwa. Zvamusingafungidziri, you will see it happening. I want to tell you this. Imagine a situation where people go into the street to protest. Emerson sends people or soldiers to shoot and kill. And something tragic happens in between. Pakati pavo ivo. Do you think the order will continue to be shoot, kill, or it will change everything? You know, at a certain point in time, right now, I want to tell you the truth. I want to tell you this. The report which has been seen by people around Emerson Mnangagwa is the arms are getting into Zimbabwe at an alarming rate because of corruption at the borders and because of how the borders are porous. Zombo zviri kupinda munyika. And these people are afraid to say, if we deploy the military and shoot at the people, we do not know what they have. So they want to ascertain and see if there are no elements or no people with arms around, because a situation where you deploy the military to shoot the people and they are shot at and killed. Imagine if 5, 6, 7 soldiers are shot and killed instantly and it's shared on internet. What is going to happen? The whole nation will be shut down. Immediately, that information goes across, the whole nation will be shut down because one of Vavatoti charter, you see, this is a situation they want to try to avoid. Because that situation is not a win-win situation. It's a lose-lose situation. And they don't want things to escalate to such levels. And once other soldiers see kuti vamwe vavo vari kuurayiwa, they will not join you. Because vanenge vasiri kuziva kuti how organized are these people vanenge vazviita. So they want to avoid getting people onto the streets at all cost. At all cost, they don't want people into the streets. So they will run propaganda. They'll instill fear into the people. They'll do everything they can to make sure that they stop the people to get into the streets. This includes arresting people they perceive or believe that they are planning protests. So this is something. But I want to tell you this. Protests which will happen in Zimbabwe will be protests asingafungidzirwe, asina kugarirwa pasi nemastrategist kuti ngatidai ndo maprotest achaita impact yekubvisa hurumende yatinayo ichidzvanyiriri yauraya constitution up to this day. Maprotest achangoitwa haphazardly are the protests which are going to deliver change, because the moment you sit planning protests, pane umwe munhu wakagara naye papapo, an informant. Nyika inoi ine vanhu vanoda mari to an extent yekuti unenge wakatogara nainformant uchitoronga nainformant usingazvizive, which means you always have those protests delayed. The major protest which will happen is a protest where it is not pre-planned, but it is announced by strategic people. Vanongo announce that, guys, we are getting into the streets, we are going to hit it. And those people must be people who are not connected to anybody. These are people who must simply launch a protest, and the people goes into the streets, they protest with one mandate, and that mandate must be well understood. Izvi zvekuzoronga masubversion and chichi tactics izvi ndozvinhu zvinokonzeresa, because munorasiswa nevanhu vamafungidzira kuti vari kusaidi kwenyu last minute. So this is it, Team Zimbabwe. Emmerson Mnangagwa is backtracked and they say that he is going to leave. He is saying that he is going to leave, but arikuda kusira chigaro kumunhu achatedzera tsoka dzake, and only person achatedzera tsoka dzaMnangagwa mwana wake, because ndo vanhu vanonzwisisa kautactic kake pakutora. So this is my view, and we'll continue to watch and see what is going to happen there. Very important issues are arising in the nation Zimbabwe. Very important issues, corruption scandals happening, and we need to talk about these issues to understand what is going on and what is happening. Thank you very much for coming. Notando, thank you very much for the